Alrighty, you guys, welcome. My name is Heather Juneau. I'm a triple diamond with It Works. I've been with the business for 10 years. You are going to hear more about my story and kind of my mom life tips for you at the end. We want to jump right in. We don't want to waste any time. I know some of you guys are on the East Coast. It's 9:30 where you're at. Over here in California where I am, it's only 6:30. So I'm like, I got plenty of time. Some of you guys are like, I need to go to bed or get the kids to bed. So I appreciate you guys on here and taking the time. Again, just be as present as possible. You're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to be able to relate to someone. Maybe you've heard from me. Maybe I'm your upline and I've been telling you something over and over again. But when you hear it from 3 other people, you might go, all right, I should probably do what Heather said is working for her because it's working for these ones as well. So we're going to jump right in, you guys. We're going to send it over to Gina McLaughlin. And you guys, I can't wait to hear from Gina and hear her tips for the summer. And you guys, we're all going to let you guys know where we're from, how many kids we have, what their ages are. We want you guys to be able to relate. We want you guys to find someone that you hear from tonight that inspires you and you can go, if she can do it, I can do it. So Gina, go ahead and take it away, sis.
Hey guys, how are you? My name is Gina McLaughlin. I am a double diamond with It Works Global. We're all with It Works Global. But I actually have 3 boys. They are 2 in elementary, 1 is in middle school. And I started this business 9 months pregnant with my 3rd boy. My girlfriend said, hey, you can make a lot of money with this. And I was like, sure, I'm optimistic. I'm a dreamer. I said, yes, let's do what we can do. My husband said, no way, it's a scam. I said, but you're going to do what you want to do anyways. I said, yep, we'll see you later. And here I am 8 years later working from home. So I absolutely love this business. And I've been through a lot of summers, so I want to help you guys get some good tips on how you can manage your summers, because I know firsthand, summer comes and you want to go to the pool, your friend calls you to go to Six Flags, you want to go to the water park. Like my kids are at the age, like we want to do fun stuff. Like I want to go to the water park, I want to go to Six Flags. You want to make sure that you have a plan even before the first day of school. I say even before the first week of school is over. So making sure that you have a plan. So I'm going to give you some tips on that. I'm going to kind of give you my schedule. I am fortunate enough to be able to work from home full time and do this full time while my kids are in school. A couple of things that I want to kind of express to you that I have found for myself working through transitioning from school year to the summers is my normal schedules. I get up at 5:30 every single morning. I do my devotional. I do some journaling or some personal development. I hop on the Peloton. I get my kids to school. They're out the door at 8:15. I'm like, all right, that's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and send out my 30 messages, birthdays, some stories, right? Do some simple stuff, take a break, come back and hop on Power Hour with Heather. We'll work till like 1 o'clock and then dwindle the rest of the work as the kids come home and you do your little duties and stuff like that. But when the summer comes, the kids are sleeping in, you start to sleep in, a day goes by, 2 days go by, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's been a month and I've been sleeping in every single day. I want to go to the pool. My girlfriend calls me and we're going out every day, to do something fun. Because I don't want my kids sitting at home going like this on technology all the time, right? They do that enough. I'm like, no. So making sure you still have that same plan, whatever plan that for me, my point is for me, I'm still going to get up at 5:30 every single morning. And making sure that I get that work done before 9, 10, 11 o'clock, right? So hopefully, right? And get that done. So making sure you get those meat and potatoes done, making sure you're sending those messages, making sure you're getting the stuff that you hate to do, that you procrastinate, forget about it, do it first thing in the morning and you're done and done. Okay, the girls are going to come on and have some really good tips on how you guys can do that. So I'm excited to hear from them as well. So making sure you have a plan before the summer hits. So I kind of shared my typical schedule there. What I also wanted to share with you guys too is that some of you may know, probably a lot of you don't know my story and what's going on right now. So January was awesome. We had conference, January 23. We all had a good time. We all met, hung out with the girls in Punta Cana. And I came home on Sunday and then Monday I had a mammogram and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was like, boom, right? Breast cancer. I'm okay. Don't worry. But with that change, my focus for my business went out the window. Not all of it. I was still posting. I was always adamant about stories. I was always messaging people. I was more on the reactive than proactive side of it, right? So and then what happened? I got doctor's appointments. I was telling Sean and Heather, I can't make the power again. I got an MRI and this and that, and biopsies, all that stuff. But just life happened and got away from me, right? So what also happened is my discipline started to decrease, right? I wasn't doing the enrollments. I ended up having a mastectomy with a reconstruction, and then it traveled. So anyway, so now I'm getting chemo. So I'm in the process of getting chemo tonight. So if I have a little fog brain, don't mind me. So getting, just life is happening. But what I have found was a couple of things that I want to share about that. I'm going to give you some tips, because if you're there, I've been there before, not even only about my health, but like mentally, or like something is personal in your life, and you're like, God, I just can't get over this hurdle, or I can't find time to like increase my discipline to be able to do things like that. So I'm going to kind of give you guys some tips with that. One thing I wanted to share too is after I've lost a little bit of my discipline, I know I keep saying that, and then Jamaica comes. And if you guys know me, I'm like, that's my love language. You dangle a trip in front of my face, and I'm going to say I'm done and done. And I remember, for you guys that are new, when I first started this business, they did a cruise. They weren't doing vacations back then. All of a sudden, like, they threw out a cruise, and I was newly in the business. And I remember being in my car, and I was like, oh, cruise. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get there, right? I'm going to do it. And I did it. I got on the second cruise. I made sure I got on that one. And then they had Margaritaville. I had something going on that weekend, so I didn't try as hard, but I still tried. I didn't make it. And then Punta Cana, I was like, done and done, let's go. And then Jamaica comes, and I'm like, yes, this is it. This is the thing that's going to fire me up. This is the thing that is going to go, go, go. So I specifically wrote exactly how many points I needed, how many distributors, who I need to get promote, what I have to do, how many auto ships, all that good stuff, has it laid out. And then boom, chemo hits me and knocks me off the side of my booty, right? So I'm still struggling with that. But my point is I'm not giving up. This is my point. I'm not giving up. I've tasted it. I've tasted those vacations. I'm one that has major FOMO, and I know it can still happen. And for me, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, right? So my lifetime rank is double diamond, but I'm getting paid as a ruby. So for me to like be able to promote to triple, like that's probably not going to happen. But I can do little things around that to make sure I get those points. So my point is just don't give up. Keep going, and keep working at it. I always say the best thing about this business, when I tell my new reps, is you're your own boss. The worst thing about this business is you're your own boss. No one is breathing over your shoulder to make sure that you're working. So discipline is number one. Discipline is number one. If you don't have discipline, followed by consistency and mindset, those are the 3 things that you need to make sure that you're able to be successful in this business, and kick it up a notch over the summer, because summer is crazy and things happen. We go on vacations. It's just the name of the game. Another thing too is action. You're all like, well, I'm not motivated. I don't feel like it. We're never going to be motivated. We're never going to feel like it. Action comes first, followed by some confidence. Oh, that felt good. Followed by motivation. Guess what? Motivation comes last. Action comes first. You got to get that confidence first, and just start. I always say starting is the hardest part, whether you're going to the gym, whether you're trying to eat healthy, whether you're trying to send 30 messages and sitting down in your office, whatever that might be, just starting is the hardest part. So what I do, if I'm struggling with that, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to send 10 messages. I'm just going to send 10 messages before I get in the shower. Okay. Or I'm going to send 10 messages before I sit down and watch my show. Guess what? Chances are you're going to send 15, 20, heck, you might even do your whole task list. Or let's say you do 10, you're like, dang, that feel good. I feel confidence. I feel productive today, right? So make those small little goals for yourself and accomplish them. Don't make it so big where you're like, oh, I don't know where to start. You get stressed out, you procrastinate, you're done, right? You're not even going to touch it. Also, put your phone in do not disturb. I'm sure a lot of people have. My phone is in do not disturb all the time. I miss my husband's texts all the time. Did you get my text? I was like, oh, sorry. But making sure your phone is in do not disturb, and there's little settings on it. We can allow some people in and some people out, so you can kind of work around that. Get your meat and potatoes done first thing in the morning. Messenger inbox, like guys. Messenger inbox is your money maker. If you're not in your Messenger inbox more than half of the time that you're working, you're probably not getting enrollments. So making sure that's the money maker, right? Being in there. Go to your phone and scroll and see how many minutes. I used to like play a game with myself and see how many minutes I'm actually on my Messenger inbox. And I'm not saying we're chatting up in the summer, hot summer chat, or chatting with your mom on Messenger for 3 hours, making sure they're actually talking to potentials, right? And making sure you're in your inbox and messaging people. And Messenger is the love-hate, right? We love it and we hate it. We probably hate it first, but we love the results. I mean, Sam, what does she do? She does 100 messages before she goes to bed on Instagram. Do you think she says she's not a night person? Do you think she likes to spend those every night? She's like, no. But since she wakes up with a message, she's like, oh, hell yeah. That's when she does it, right? She's built that confidence. She's made those habits. Another thing I wanted to share is making sure that you guys are branding yourself, right? It works. It's all branded. Making sure you brand yourself. We hear this all the time. But with this journey I've been going on, I've been going live about my diagnosis. I've been kind of getting awareness out. I shaved my head live. I'm doing all this stuff. And people are really getting to know me. They're getting to know me. And they're not like, now when I ask them to post a post for me or whatever that might be, they're like, oh, sure, I'll post. They know me more, right? And the reason I want to say that is for a certain amount of time when I was sharing my journey, I was afraid to post about my business. I was afraid to post something about the gummies. I was afraid to post something about the opportunity. And so when I finally was like, Gina, just freaking do it. And I did it. And then I would get comments and people will come to me like, well, I was afraid to message you because of what you're going through. Well, guess what? I wasn't open for business. So you will never regret posting. You will never regret sending a message. And it could be that one person that's on their social media, who's never on social media, where you decide to post that night and they comment and lo and behold, it turns into something. So always be open for business, no matter what. Go live on your videos. I'm sure some of you do in your stories. Show yourself, be vulnerable, but give content, give like some tips, a life hack, a cleaning hack, or dog hack, whatever that might be. Give them some information so they want to come back and learn a little bit more from you. That's it. You'll never regret working. You never regret sending 10 messages. You never regret to post. Never regret any of that. So just do it, and do it before your day begins for the summer. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Gina, you guys, this is what I love about Gina, and she is the person that I want on my team. She is the woman that I want to attract to my business because you guys, she had chemo today. Okay, not like
Friday.
Last week. Well,
No,
Friday. Oh,
But
today's the day that it like kicked your ass. That's
I was
right.
like, Heather, I'm not gonna make it.
That's right. But it's like, what do you say? Like the 2 days later is when it kicks your ass pretty hard. But you guys, it's not like I didn't have to beg her to speak on this Zoom tonight. I didn't have to ask her over and over again. She didn't, go, I really am too tired. I don't want to, but sure, I'll do it for you. Because she's here tonight because she wants to do it for herself. She wants to do this for her family. She wants to do this for Jamaica. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are the people that we all want on our teams. So are you here tonight and being present and excited about being here tonight like Gina is? Or are you here going, oh, well, my upline's going to be mad at me if I'm not showing up, so let me go ahead and show up. I'm not going to turn my camera on, but at least I can say I'm there. You guys, like, Gina could have every reason, every excuse why she shouldn't or couldn't show up tonight, and she's here and she's pouring into you and to me, and we're not even on our team. Right? So Gina, I love you so much, and I'm so glad you were on here and sharing this with us, because I know that you guys, when, like she said, when a trip is dangled, like, she goes and gets it, right? So I'm telling you guys, like, if you're struggling in your business or you're unsure of what to do, if Gina suggests something, if you see it in a chat, you see it, in a team page somewhere, know that it's working and you need to duplicate it, because she's not missing trips. Let me tell you that. So awesome, G. We love you so much. Thank you for being on. All right, Caitlin is next. My girl, Caitlin, Caitlin and I did a Zoom like this last summer. And first time I ever actually heard from Caitlin. And I literally stopped everything I was doing. I was like, this girl knows what she's doing. Like, this is somebody I want, I could be besties with this girl. I have no idea who she is, nothing about her. And here we are because of a trip, because of Punta Cana. She is one of my best friends in this business. I absolutely adore her. And she gives great advice, you guys, and great tips. So Caitlin, go ahead and unmute. Let us know how many kids you have, what their ages are, all the things, where you're from. Tell us a little bit about mom life, and then tell us how you work this business during mom season.
Okay, I'm a fast talker, so I'm glad that this is recorded, but I will talk a mile a minute. My name's Caitlin. I've been in the business 7 years. Heather's very gracious because I fangirled the shit out of her whenever we went to Punta Cana. I walked up to her as if she, I was a celebrity, and then literally just naturally hung out with her for the rest of the week. It was great. So in the business 7 years, I have 3 kids. Very vocal on not having any more after Grace was born. Abe will be 13 in October. Grace will be 9 in June, and Lucas Mann is here, and he is 18 months. So we started over after getting pregnant really young. I was 22 when I first had Aid, and I went to nursing school. I never passed my boards. I was a restaurant manager. I worked at Outback for 11 years, and I just have a past of failure and never thought that I would be doing this. Sam Bowers asked me into the business for over a year. I ignored her. I ignored her. I ignored her until life changed to the point where I had no other option. And once I had the conversation with her, everything changed at the end of that conversation, that I knew that I didn't have anything to lose. And I tell people that in voice messages every single time that I talk to a potential distributor. I let them know that I was an ignorant skeptic. So if you think that you can't do this business or you wouldn't be doing this business, don't count yourself out. Always message people. Don't stop following up with people if you have a feeling about them, because they're, ignorant skeptics make the best distributors, because we can address all the fears, hesitations, concerns, and the objections of why you're not going to do this business. So I'm going to give you real tangible things, because I feel like that's what we need as moms. So I have recently started a new schedule. Thank you, Hannah. But I have set an alarm the last 2 weeks to set at 4:50. Now, listen, I know there's some of you that are tuning me out already, and I was one of you, because I am not a morning person. I've never been a morning person. My teams knows that there's not a message that comes through before 10 a.m. for me. But I have set this alarm, and I have rolled over, and I have sent Hannah Bowers a message and been like, hey, to keep me accountable. And I've just started working, and I am getting work done from like 5 to 6:30. And then my butt goes right back to sleep, because my husband's a gem and he takes the kids to school. And that nap that I get to do after these hour and a half or whatever, that is what gets me like, no, just keep going, because you can close your eyes at 6:30. No, just keep going, because you can close your eyes at 7 o'clock. But what I do in this time is that I respond to all the haps that got up the night before. I comment on the responses so they can inbox me. I interact. I do my birthdays. I clean my inbox out. I add to my story. I put an interaction post up on my wall, and then we'll do some cold messaging, whether that's for host to post or distributor or loyal customer. So all of that is done. And then I go back to sleep. Then I wake up. My other two, my oldest are at school. And that way I can not, like, with as little guilt as possible, spend the morning and early afternoon with Lucas. I get up in the morning. I use my products live on my stories or live on my Facebook. I always am showing my face. I don't care that I'm saying the same thing. If you feel like you're being repetitive, you're doing a great job, because you want somebody to know what you're going to say, or they know what they're going to see by clicking on your profile. That's your brand. So I get up, I use my products. Then I don't stress too much. If I can respond to messages, if I can check in with my team, cool. But I'm spending the morning with Lucas. We're going to the park. We're hanging out at the house, like no pressure, right? And then 1 o'clock is the latest that I'll put him down for a nap. And then at nap time, I do my messaging. Like Gina said, if you're not in your inbox, you're not making money. So I do my messaging, whether that's by keywords or search words, or responding to my inbox, or responding off of a post, or messaging likes off of a reel, or whatever it is. I'm doing a lot of the bulk of my messaging. I do a lot of my reach outs. I go back and follow up on more of the host to post, because from the host to post that I responded to earlier, then they're in my inbox saying May entry. So I can get more host to post up that way. And I get my reels done during that time too. I don't scroll, don't get on Facebook, don't get on Instagram and immediately click the top 3 stories because it's so-and-so and you want to see what they're up to, because you're going to lose 10 to 15 minutes, and you can get a lot done in 10 to 15 minutes. So don't scroll. And when you hear people on this Zoom talk about the amount of messages that they're sending, don't compare yourself. Like Gina said, if you're sending 10 messages, cool. Because if you send 10 messages every single day and you stay consistent at the pace that you are at, you will achieve more than the girls that come in and send 150 messages on Tuesday and then don't message again until Friday. You will have more compounded results at the end of the month if you stay consistent at your pace. A big thing that, and you're going to hear it from from a couple people, but communicate with your family. Let them know what you're doing this for, why you're doing it, times that you'll be away, power hours that you have scheduled, Zooms that you have that night, so that it's not like, oh, hey, sorry, I have to leave dinner right now, or hey, we got to get home and leave a party or family get together because I have this and you didn't communicate that. Bring your kids talk to your kids. My two oldest are old enough to understand and know that I'm doing what I'm doing so that we can stay in a hotel for a baseball tournament, so that we can go to a park, so that we can go back to Altoona, so that we can make a weekend trip. Those are the reasons why I'm working. So mom's not just being distracted and being on her phone. I'm doing this for a reason, and the reasons are ones that you can understand. Be flexible with yourself. Don't hate yourself when days change day to day, because it's going to happen, and we're moms first, right? None of us started this business to be network marketers. We started this business as moms, as whatever, as whoever. We started this so that we didn't have to clock out of our house and go somewhere else and put our time in. We did this so that we could have this business work for us and not have the business, not us work for the business, right? So be graceful and positive on days that things don't go the way that you want them to go, but know your income building tasks. If nothing else, you got 5 posts to post up. If nothing else, you cleared your inbox. If nothing else, you got stories and an opportunity and you shared your life on social that day. So have your non-negotiables done. Don't compare. Everybody's season is different. And if you think that you can't promote in the summer, you can. I went double diamond in August, and there's multiple girls on my chart here that we all promoted, and we fought the myth that summer is a slow season, because that's a mindset. That's a mindset to say things are going to slow down the summer. Oh, people can't afford it because they have vacation. Oh, they can't X, Y, and Z because of this. No, that's just a bold-faced distraction of the devil that he really wants you to believe, because then you're going to take your foot off the gas and feel justified. And there's a little thing that I heard years ago in this business, but it was like, for every day that you take off, it takes you 2 days to get back into the groove. So do something every day for your business. Have your roadmap out. It's annoying. It takes time. I really feel like there's enough technology for us to have promoted volume and things that we don't have to do, but you got to have your numbers done. So do your numbers in the beginning of the month, do your numbers mid-month, and then auto ships run on the 25th. Know where you're going with the loyals that are coming in. Nothing gets me to be more disciplined knowing that someone on my chart, or my husband's chart needs 500 volume. That 500 volume can haunt me a little bit. That's what gets me to message. I know I need to enroll some customers so that volume gets down to the point where my butthole isn't puckered, right? Like, I don't want that feeling. I want it to be a comfortable number that I'm not going to be like nervous, right? Have your headphones charged. Really random tip, but have headphones charged so that you can throw a headphone on if you're at a fire pit, or, watching a movie with your family. I do that. I have a headphone in. I am listening in. I am present with my family, but I'm also listening in because it's important to stay close to the fire, because people will drop off in the summer. People will let their excuses come in front of them. You want to be aware of who your circle is and who you're around in the summer. Last 2 things. Mindset is huge. I don't care if you start your day at early in the morning or 10 o'clock or midnight, right? Because there's been seasons in my business where I've picked up my business at 9 p.m. because that's what it was. Start your day with self-development. Get yourself in a good mindset. Tell yourself that you're good at this, that you can do this. Remember why you're doing it. Get yourself in a good spot mentally. Summer is so crucial for that. And then last is mom guilt. You're going to have mom guilt no matter what, friends. It's just one of those inevitable things. We're never going to be 100% at mom, at business, at home, with your husband, like whatever. It's always going to be there. But if you know that you can, and Sam will probably talk about the KPI, like if you know that you've crossed your boxes off, if you know that you've done the work for the day, then you can rest easy knowing that you've done the work that it takes to be successful in this business, and you're going to start and you're going to compound the next day. And that's the most important thing. So you're going to have it. You're going to have to fight the devil on the fact that he's going to use that as a big distraction for you, that you're guilty, you're not a good mom, you're distracted, you're not with your kids, X, Y, and Z. It's always going to be there. But if you can be disciplined enough to get your tasks done in a timely manner that works for you and your family, when you set your phone down, then you know that you've done your job for the day and that you're filling that funnel, and the enrollments will consistently trickle in. Hold on.
Okay, mic drop, like boom. Like Caitlin, like, I don't even know, girl. Like you, when you speak, I literally feel like I'm like, okay, okay, yeah, all right, got that, got next, okay, got that next. Like you speak to people, like I feel like I'm the type of person where I'm like, can you just talk to me like I'm in kindergarten? Like, can you break shit down? Like, I need to just give it to me. Don't sugarcoat, just give it to me. Tell me what I need to do. And I feel like literally we could end tonight and you can be like, okay, like Gina and Caitlin just told me to go do this, that, X, Y, and Z. I'm going to go do it. My favorite takeaway too is the comparison, you guys. I've been in for 10 years and I still catch myself comparing, but my mindset with my comparison is a little different. So I'm in a chat. A lot of us are in a chat with some of us. And I see that Sam and Caitlin and Hannah and some of these girls are just massively enrolling. And I catch myself comparing, but not in a way of like, well, they're better than me. What am I doing wrong? That's what, when we say don't compare, we're saying like, don't see what somebody else is doing and wonder why you're not there. Why is it not working for you? Like you literally start to talk negative to yourself. But you guys, when I see it, I'm like, damn, if they're doing it, I can do it too. I just need to do a little bit more. I just need to do a little bit more. I literally just go, okay, I'm sure I did this and this and this today, and I could have done this. Like, I bet you Sam was just sending out a little bit more messages than me today. It wasn't that she knows what to do and I don't, right? So when we tell you guys what we're doing and what's working, you can too. You're not any different. They don't have a different Facebook than you. They don't have a different TikTok or Reel than you do. So you just got to do the things. And I love that she said, you guys, this was a big takeaway, and I hope you guys all got it. You are going to do better. Maybe, I don't know if better is the word, but you're going to do better or more than most people if you send out 10 messages a day than that one girl that's going to send out 200 once a week, right? So I love that. So like maybe you're on here tonight, you're like, I can't be on my phone and send all these messages all the time. Instead go, you know what, I'm going to start with 10 and I'm going to at least do that every day. And it's probably going to end up being more than that. So Caitlin's so freaking good. I love it. Like so many good tips and takeaways there. And you guys drop your aha moments as they share. All right, so next we're going to hear from Carly. So bring it on, Carly. Let us know how long you've been in, if you've promoted in the summer, mom, life, kids, ages, all the things.
Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so first thing, I am not a person that like keeps track. I did promote. I'm a double dive in. I don't know when, where, all the things. I just am like, tell me what to do. Let's do the things. I see Sam laughing. Kate knows too. Like, I am the most unorganized person, but like for some reason I'm organized in my own head. So first I want to just kind of start off with, I kind of going off of the comparison thing, just because I know we're all human and we're women and we are hard on ourselves. We don't need to be any harder than we need to be on each other, on ourselves, all the things. But I just feel like we don't need to attach the value and our identity to our results. Like that's the biggest thing. You get 10 messages out, like, girl, that's great. Like that's 10 messages. Like tomorrow you're going to do 20. So attaching your self-worth and all those things, like especially with new people coming in, I feel like a lot of times you'll look at all the tasks, you look at everything and feel super overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed by it, because ultimately you feel overwhelmed if you don't talk to your upline. You most likely are going to leave the business because you're attaching your value to results. And if you feel like you're not doing those things, you're going to just walk away. It's just plain and simple. So that's what I first want to start off with, that because I think that's super important. So for me, my like kind of non-negotiables throughout the summer obviously is being organized. You're going to hear we all talk about it, like being upfront and open and talking about it with your family so that they know. But for me, it's self-development is huge. Mentally struggling with that big time. Throughout the 6 years that I've done this business, I have an 11-year-old, and we just moved from Florida to PA the last summer. So we've been here for a full year, but we are living in my mom's house. Like I'm living in a closet currently. So like life is insane, but self-development is really, really huge for me. It just sets your mind in the right place. It makes you feel like you can kind of take on the day. I'm the type of person where I do meditation. So I do like that kind of self-development. And then I kind of read my journaling, and I do like a daily devotional that I love. And then from there, I kind of do easy stuff that I can work from bed and not really be out and doing things. So typically, especially during the summers, get the kids set and ready to go and do all those things. I'm not a morning person. I'm not in the morning, like 4:50 in the morning, like doing all the things. So I'll get the kids ready, do my stories with my coffee and my aloe. This is another tip that I also want to put in there. Save as you're going and doing the things, because maybe one day, maybe Mondays are the easiest day for you and you're having all the content, you're getting all the videos, you're doing all the things, and then you don't save them. Why would you not save them? So everything that you do, save, and then maybe at the end of the night you reorganize it and you put it into collections or in albums in your phone, so that you have a story about just aloe, just coffee, just your opportunity stuff. So that way you have something to pull throughout the week when you're super, super busy. But I get the kids organized. So I have an 11-year-old, but I also have 4 nieces that are range from 2 to 12. So like my house is busy. I move closer to my sister, so my nieces are here all the time. After that, one tip, I know a lot of the things, I'm not going to talk about everything that I want to talk about because we're all going to touch on it, but host to post is going to be crucial. I just feel like it's an easy way for us to expand our network. It's an easy way for us to reach people, because we don't want to talk to our friends. We don't, like, I feel like that's our biggest holdup, at least for me when I joined, was I don't want to ask my friends. I don't want to ask my family for these the products or joining the business. So it's easier for me to talk to a stranger. So host to post is going to be the key to doing everything and staying consistent through the summer with having enrollments. I'm not a mass enroller, but I'm a consistent enroller, and I enroll large BV when it comes to products. So host to post is going to be really crucial. One thing that I like to do that I find is super easy that I don't have to really think about, okay, who do I need? Where did I leave off on my, album part of Messenger? I do birthdays. So I do birthdays every single day. I do a basic message on their post, but also in their Messenger. So we're having conversations about birthdays, what they're doing, what their plans are. And then the next day, if you go under your birthdays in your Facebook, you'll see that if you keep scrolling, it will say yesterday's birthdays, 2 days ago birthdays, and 3 day ago birthdays. I will use a message. It's a simple ask message for host to post, and it just says like, hey love, like hopefully you had a great birthday week. Quick question for you. I just wanted to see, I'm in a contest right now. See if you'd be willing to help me out. I just need 3 more posts up for the day. I would absolutely appreciate it if you could. And most of the time, because we've had conversations the day before, they will say yes. Easiest, fastest way to kind of get host to post up, and you're hitting through everybody in your Facebook, in your friends list. So you're knocking all of that out. There's people, I just started doing it this year, and there's people that I've messaged since like 2020, and I've never messaged them anything. I sent them a happy birthday and that's it. I've never talked to them about anything else. So that's a really great way for that. Another one I do is lately I've been sorting through my oldest friends, because I just want to kind of clear out people that are not doing anything for me. So I will sort my friends list from oldest, and I will send them a host to post message, because obviously if you can't host a post for me, bye, you're out of my network. So that's a great way also to bring up, did we have conversations before? Where did we last leave off? And I feel like host to post is just a very easy, like in the middle kind of message to send, whether it's kind of leads into products or business afterwards. So that's a great one to send. I love setting timers. I think especially for the summer, I think it's super important that you utilize the time that you're spending on your phone. So setting a timer. So this is our old, we were doing this one for a while, but see how everything's broken down by like 5 minutes, and then like 10 to 15 minutes, and like 30 minutes. So setting a timer for each task that you have, like look at your task list and say, okay, and see, for me, my day changes every single day. It's not the same. So I would have to look at it in the morning really quick. Okay, so I know that I can get my birthday interactions while I'm waiting in bed, like before I hear the kids get up. So I'll do all these little things. And then that way, then you're on track, you're able to check things off. You're good to go. You're not going to be scrolling. Another tip that I like to do too, just because I am a scroller, I will admit it. I don't know, drop a 1 if you're like me. How many times have you go, okay, I'm going to go on, I'm going to interact. But then the next thing you know, you're interacting and then you're not answering back to them. You're just like going through like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. So I have now told myself that I am going to give myself a reward at the end of the day. It's got to be at the end of the day, because otherwise I won't get anything done. My reward is a nice glass of wine, a drink, and I'm gonna scroll, because that's what I want to do. But if I don't get all my stuff done and I don't have things checked off, I'm not scrolling. So that's a great way for you to just kind of like be I don't even know what the word, but be like into what you're doing. Another one is products. I don't know. I think somebody's else is gonna touch on this, but I really think it's important. I've lost over 30 pounds with the products. I've been with the company for 6 years. I was severely overweight. I had no pictures of myself when I first started with my kid. I've lost a lot of weight, and I want people to know, and I want other women to relate to me and understand that you can have all of these issues and all of the things, and like you can be human and you can reset. Like, let's say you have a big barbecue and you birthday bash, but you can reset and start again because these products have helped me. If I stay consistent with them and I plan things out knowing, okay, I'm going to a barbecue. Well, I want to have this. And that means today I got to be really, really, really strict on my products. I got to make sure I'm taking them. I got to get my water intake in. And I want other people to know that they too, during the summer, they can shed the weight before the summer, but they can keep it off all through the summer if they take the products and they stay consistent with them. And then, oh, my other tip, that's kind of ending all of my tips for the most part, but I think this is super important because I feel like a lot of times, at least for me, I put so much emotion into the message and I'm like, I don't want to, like, do I want to send this to this girl? What is she's going to judge me? Take the emotion out of the tasks. Save that emotion for when you're writing a post, because that is when you need to be able to reach the person that you like, your fangirl person that you want to ask into the business. You save that emotion for that post that is going to catch them and want them to join the business or do the products. So save the emotion for the posting, leave all the emotions out of the other tasks, the messaging, the interact, like all of it, leave it out of it so that it just feels like you're doing the things that you need to do, check it off, move on. One last thing, that's it, and then I'll be done. So we talked about this on the done Zoom that we were just on, but ultimately, guys, you have two choices. You can either allow summer to run your life and be chaotic and do all the things, or by the end of this week, pop it in our rich girl summer chat that you are planning, and you're going to set the actions in place after this Zoom from every single one of these amazing leaders. Put those actions into the plan and get it set up for the summer now. So that way there is no excuses. If you set it up now, there'll be no excuses all summer long. Okay.
So good, Carly. You guys, two things that I took away from that. Number one, I come from a place of pre-host to post. Host to post is new for like my generation of It Works in the business. So host to post, you guys, unless you are doing something else, okay? Unless you are just getting enrollments from TikTok or Reels, unless you were out face-to-face, door-to-door talking to people, if you are watching this Zoom right now and you're choosing not to do host to post, or week 1 goes by and you didn't ask, week 2 goes by and you're like, oh, I got to do it this week, and here's week 3 and you got 3 entries in for host to post, what are you doing instead? What are you doing instead? I love that Carly touched on how important host to post is, especially during the summer, because everybody's on their phones. Everybody's on their phones. The other thing that she touched on, you guys, I love it because she talked about using the product still during the summer. You guys, we're human, okay? And I'd say about 98% of the people on your Facebook that are on their weight loss journey start and stop all the time. And they would love to hear and see that you're being authentic and you're being honest and you're being real and saying, yeah, this is my 3rd time restarting my weight loss journey this summer, but I've been using X, Y, and Z. So instead of gaining 5 pounds, I only gained 2. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, it's okay that you might be slacking on your weight loss journey in the summer, but are you telling people, are you just being real? Like, you just need to be real with people. So Carly, so good. You guys, we are going a little bit over time, so bear with us. This is really good. Stick with us. And make sure you guys are writing down these tips. And again, we are recording, so you can go back and watch. But next, we're going to hear from the Samantha Bowers, and I can't wait to hear her tips. So get ready to take some good notes, you guys. So go ahead, sis.
Hi, friends. So I'm Sam Bowers. I am a presidential diamond out of Pennsylvania. I've been with It Works for 8.5 years, almost 8.5 years. And you guys, I promoted to triple diamond in August of 2018 while I was 2 months pregnant, 3 months pregnant with our 4th child. So if I know anything about making summer work, I know it. So when I was pregnant with Delaney, she's our 4-year-old now, I had the worst morning sickness. I didn't leave my couch. I literally worked from my couch. I was dead to the world, which is not a bad thing because I got a lot of work done. But it wasn't easy because I have 4 children total. Like I said, my oldest just turned 18. He's my stepson. He's about to graduate high school in like 3 weeks. We have a 12-year-old son, a 10-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old daughter. Both of my boys are in competitive travel lacrosse. My husband is a coach. My daughters are both in competition Irish dance. We are never ever in one place at one time. Like I literally, my husband has a calendar on the fridge, same calendar in our phones. Like I don't know how he runs my life, but he does. But that's not the way that it always was. You guys, when I started this business, I worked about 70 hours a week for Outback Steakhouse. That's how Caitlin and I met. Our sons are a day apart. We both had them when we were 22. So that part of our journey is very similar, but the way that our lives were very, very different. My husband was working full-time second shift when I first started this business, overtime in warehouses. Like it just, nothing was normal about our lives. And I knew how badly I wanted this business to work. I wanted to make an income that was great enough that, you know, we could be in control of our lives. Because I wanted to be a full-time mom. And I honestly wanted to bring my husband home. If you see Steph and Joel Dunn up on stage and you're like, I want that, that was me. And I knew in order to make that happen, I had to put those big goals into big actions. So for me personally, when it comes to summertime, I honestly don't treat my business any differently as far as my work ethic goes. The only thing that's different for me, honestly, is when I'm working. So right now we have our 4-year-old in preschool. She goes 3 days a week, 9 to 11:30. It's not very long. And then our other ones are in school full time. And so for me, I get the majority of my work done when she's at school because I can sit, I can focus, I can get it done. We all know summer's not like that, right? So who's a pool family? Who goes to the pool during the summer? Maybe you go out on the boat. Maybe you have beach property, like you have theme park tickets. Like who has something like that going on that it takes up a lot of your time, right? Like we just have those things that our kids need to do in order for us to keep them busy. Maybe they're in summer camp. I don't know what it is, but so we are usually at the pool by noon. And that's just how our life is the majority of the week. So for me, I want to be at the pool. I want to sit out and get a nice little sun on my skin. I want to be able to maybe enjoy a beverage on a Tuesday while they're floating around and my husband's in the pool with them. Like I want to be able to do that, right? Like that's living the dream to me. But in order to be able to do that, I still have to work because if you caught what I said earlier, this business pays for my life. My husband doesn't work anymore. I don't work anymore. I fired my boss in 2017 when I was 2 years into the business. This is it. So if we're not making money from this, we're not affording our lifestyle, which is not extravagant. Yes, I have a nice house and nice cars, but we don't like go above and beyond. Like we're living a normal life, but in order to pay for that normal life, I have to work this business like it's a business, even in the summertime. So a big thing for me, and these are going to be some tangible things that you guys can walk away from what I'm about to say. Number one, I want you guys to start working your business today like summer is already here. So I want you to start treating this very moment, maybe tomorrow morning, maybe you're waking up at 4:50 like Caitlin, whatever time you get up tomorrow. Say today is the day. Today is my day one. Today is my start over date. Today is the day that I go all in and I want you to start tomorrow. I don't care what your past in this business looked like. I don't care how long you've been in this business. I don't care any of that. I want you to start over tomorrow like it was your day one. I start every single day like it's the beginning of the month or the end of the month, however you want to look at it. But that's how I start. I don't care that I am in a presidential diamond. I don't care that I'm top 25. I don't care that I've earned things. I don't care. I still work my business like I want to grow and continue to see the return from it every single day. I take one day off a week. My team knows it. So keeping our funnel full is really big. How do we do that? We continue to have conversations every single day. So whatever it is, like the girls were saying, host to post, whatever your thing is that brings in leads for me personally, a lot of reels and TikToks, because I like to keep my following list growing because new followers means new eyeballs. So I continue to do that. I'm loud in my stories and I do a lot of host to post. Host to post is how Caitlin and I went diamond, double, triple, prez. Like we did it all on host to post. It's still working. Why stop now? Set a goal for how many you want to get up a day and make sure you are hitting that goal. Don't go crazy. 5 to 10. 5 to 10 is good, right? I'm not saying go 20, 30 halves a day. That's impossible during the summer. Set a goal and stick with it. Be loud about your wins, no matter how big or small. People want to see the little things. Like if you're able to go on vacation and maybe you got a couple weekly bonuses right before you left for vacation, or maybe you're treating your kids to the water park because you made $150 that week. Like just talk about those things, because those are the things that the other moms on your social, or dads, or whoever you're trying to appeal to, need to see in order to give them that tiny little push over the edge. Yes, I followed up with Caitlin Steiner for an entire year, but my one post about Christmas presents being paid for in cash is the one that got her to say, you know what, I'm ready. So you never know what little thing it's going to be that's going to finally draw them in. I also chased Carly and Hannah for a very long time. They are my doubles and my triples in my business. People are worth chasing if you have a good feeling about them. Also, you guys get your work done early in the day. So start early so you can end early. Get those big things out of the way in the morning when your kids are eating breakfast, when they have their tablets. We're all guilty of them having their tablets in the morning in the summertime. Do those tasks then. So that way, when you're at the pool, you're at the beach, you're on the boat, you're wherever, you're on vacation, you are able to be where your feet are planted. I have a 4-year-old. I can't not watch her when she's in the pool, right? So I need to be able to be present, and you want to be present for those moments. You want to be that mom that's on the sidelines cheering, like, I want to be there. Set up your systems now. So whatever it is that you want to focus on, whether, like for me, honestly, I'm going on my ambassador run. I need distributors that are ready to work. So for me, I want to make sure that I have those systems in place for them to be able to be trained properly from day one. And I also want it to be duplicatable for my team. I want them to be able to use all the things that I'm using. So guess what? I'm setting them up now. They're going to probably be done by the end of the week, if I'm being honest with you, because I want to hit the ground running once school's out. Like I said, start now. We all have our join date. We all need to have our all in date. Yeah, that's what I got. And oh, my last thing. So work this business like whatever it is you need it for depends on it. So like I said, I work this business like my literally life depends on it, because it does. So there's not a day that I let it slip because it's not important to me. You guys, some of you are coming in this and you might still be a ruby, an emerald, a diamond, and it's not your full-time income. But you know what? If you're right on that edge of making it your full-time income or a substantial income, you can't slow down now. You can't slow down in the summertime. Girls don't promote to double and triple in August because they took the summer off. They promote to those ranks because they kept going. The only difference is when you are working. It's not how, it is when.
Oh, so good. Not how, or I'm sorry. Yeah. Not how and not if. It's when are you going to work? And if you have to rearrange your days each day, like for me, Sam and I have literally like the same life when it comes to sports. Both of our husbands are coaches. Like my son's in baseball and football and on trap shooting, and my daughter's a competitive dancer. And literally, we don't know what day each day looks like who's going to take what kid where. It's not if we're going to work our business on those days, it's when we're going to work our business on those days. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, so good. And when she says that every day she starts over, not over, but starts again, like every day is a day one. I'm sure, like, we all know top 25, like, so amazing, but not every day is the most perfect day. Not every day is 10 enrollments a day for Sam. But does the days that they're not, does she sit back and play victim and go, well, I suck? Like, well, I'm just going to not do anything because I'm bummed and nobody's responding to me and I've sent out all these shopping cart links and nobody's doing it. So I'm just going to take the day off and sit on the couch and feel sorry for myself. No, the next day is day one. So how about you guys all start every day like it's day one, instead of feeling sorry for yourself that you haven't gotten what you were going for, and they will come. So freaking good. I love it. Okay, we got a few more. You guys stick with us. Maybe even give a quick message or reminder to your teams that it's not over yet. They can still hop on if they haven't been on. So remind them right now, because we're going to hear from Kesley girl. And Kesley and I talked a little bit beforehand, and same kind of similar situation. A lot of us came from the restaurant business, I'm learning. So restaurant business, I'm a retail background. Gina used to be a teacher. A lot of us have similar stories. Maybe you can relate to some of us, but again, that's why we're telling you guys like how many kids we have, how many or how old they are. When you guys get to hear from me in a little bit, you're going to hear that I did this business when I started with toddlers and now they are teenagers. So you can't say, well, Heather doesn't understand what it's like because she doesn't have toddlers. Yes, I do, sis. So, all right, Kesley, let's hear from you, girl.
Hi guys, I'm Kesley. I am a triple diamond in the company and I have been in for 7 years. I started my business back when I was managing a corporate restaurant. I was also managing an Outback Steakhouse at the time. I'm from Southern Illinois, though. I don't live in Pennsylvania with the girls there anymore, but that's how I know them. Pennsylvania was my home, but currently I'm about 2 hours south of St. Louis. But when I started my business, I was managing an Outback. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. I had a 45-minute commute on top of that each day. There was literally no time for anything, but I found time to work this business in. It wasn't too long after I started my business, I found out I was pregnant with my son. I did forget to mention that. I have a 5.5-year-old little boy, and I have a daughter that will be 2 in September. So she's like 18, 19 months currently. But once I went back to work after my maternity leave, working those hours, quickly realized that that was no longer a life for a mom. So my side gig, fun money, now quickly was turning into what needed to be my plan A. My family is not a family that could survive on one income, so I had to find a way to replace it. And that's exactly what I did with this. I built a double diamond while I was still working in the restaurant before I walked away. And at that point, I did have my son. So I had, a baby 0 to 15 months old and still managed to build to double diamond before I kissed the restaurant goodbye. That was it was just 4 years ago, the beginning of this month now. So my daughter will never know me outside, not being at home. And my son's not going to remember those days. So it's really great to be with them every day. I will say though, working this business when I was still a manager, there was nights that I came home at midnight, and that's when I was doing my work. I was sending my messages between 12 p.m. and 2 a.m. I was doing my charts between 12 p.m. and 2 a.m. because that was the only time that I had. My son would have been in bed, and mornings I had to be in the restaurant early, like 8 a.m. some days. And there wasn't enough time other than that time. So if you think that you can't work this at any time, you really can. It's just up to you to decide that it is a priority, and you're going to do it regardless of what your day looks like. I will say, to this day, being home, my days are still a little bit all over the place. My husband works for the federal prison system. He works overnights. Sometimes he gets mandated. Sometimes he works overtime. Sometimes he's home. Sometimes he's here just to sleep. So I can't really rely on that second parent to take over anything in order for me to be able to just sit down and work. I have to do it on my time and when that time comes in. I start my morning with my non-negotiables, which are my follow-ups and my host to post, responding to my host to post and getting more host to post up. Guys, if you aren't using the Yeti host to post, please start. Yeti has been huge for me for the last, how many summers have we done this now? I think it's like the 3rd summer that our team has done it, maybe even more than that. But my network loves Yeti, and just using even the giveaway host to post brings so many new people into my network that are then in turn seeing my business posts, seeing my product posts, and so many of my new potentials are coming just because they came to my page because they wanted to win a free Yeti. So if you're not utilizing Yeti, do that. Starting in the morning with my follow-ups, getting my host to post up, because then the rest of my day, whatever the rest of that day looks like until I get back to that next chunk of work, my host to post are generating new leads for me, even when I'm not with my phone in my hand. My business is still building with those host to posts. They're a non-negotiable for me every single day. I will say too, I work my business. I'm a heavy hitter Monday through Thursday for sure, usually Sundays too. I know a lot of girls take Sabbath on Sunday, but Sunday my husband goes back to work. So that's kind of like my Monday. So Sunday through Thursday, we'll say, are my heavy hitters. My family is a boat family. So we're on our boat Friday, Saturday, and during the day on Sunday. I have my kids with me. I can't not pay attention to my 18-month-old and my 5-year-old when we're on the lake. I have to have my eyes on them at all times. So I have to have a significant amount of my work done, knowing that we're leaving for the lake by 12 or 1, as long as it's weather permitting. That is where we are. So my work is done by that point of the day. So that way I can relax with my family on the boat. I can keep my eyes on my kids. I can be present. I will say too, everybody, you'll hear them say that summer's a slow season, but summer's only slow because you get lax and let it become slow. If you're still putting as much into your business during the summertime as you are January through April, when we're having boom season, you can still have a boom season in the summer. I promoted to to diamond in August. And it wasn't because I sat around and said summer was slow and just let it be slow. We found a way to make it work. We still made it a priority every single day. And because of that, we were able to promote. Just looking at my notes here real quick, a lot of stuff was touched on. My other big thing is, and this is something that I preach to like my new distributors weekly, choose your hard, guys. Is it hard to get up 2 hours before your kids? Is it hard to set time aside in the morning? Is it hard to stay up after they go to bed and commit to truly getting that work done? Because for me, it's a matter of that being hard, or I lose this income and then what? I go back to the restaurant and I have no time with my kids and no time with my family. If I still worked in the restaurant, my days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be in the restaurant for 12 hours a day. I wouldn't be on a boat with my family. I wouldn't be at my son's baseball games through the week because my normal shift through the week was 3 to midnight. So there would be none of that for me other than my 2 days off. What am I really experiencing with my family then? So because of this business, I'm able to be present. So as much as sometimes that mom guilt, creeps in on all of us, and I feel like, oh my goodness, I've been on my phone. I haven't paid attention to my kids. I'm on my phone because this is allowing me the time that I have with my kids. I would have way less if I didn't have this business. So just choose your hard. That's all I have.
My goodness, you guys, choose your hard. So I was going to save something for like when I go, but this like literally like coincides with what Kelsey's, or I gotta stop doing that, Kesley, sorry. What she's saying, number one of the takeaways, you guys, is you've heard from a lot of us that like some of us have retired our husbands. Some of us, we get to literally share all those responsibilities and those duties. Or maybe you hear from some of us that have a really supportive husband or spouse in this business. And you're watching this right now going, I don't have that life. Kesley just said that like her husband works graveyard, he works nights. So it isn't like she gets to have all that help at home when she's home with the kids. And so she makes it work. She has to figure out how she's going to do this business. And not as a single mom, but sometimes as a single mom when they're not around, right? But let me ask you guys this. I want you guys all to drop something in the chat right now. Drop in number one. If you have an income coming in by either your spouse or a significant other, drop a number one. If you have another income coming in by a spouse or significant other, okay? That's pretty much, I would guess, every single person almost on this Zoom. Okay, let me ask you guys this. When your spouse or whoever it is just doesn't feel like going to work that day, do they still get up and go to work? Because you guys does your family rely on their income? So why is it okay for you to already either now or this summer to go, I just don't have time. The kids are home. I just don't have time. I'm really busy. I just don't really want to do my business today. Does your husband get that luxury? Does your spouse get that luxury of just going, but I really want to spend time with the kids. They're home this summer. I don't want to go to work today. They don't have that luxury. So when you guys feel the need to make that excuse, when you guys feel the need to complain that this is too hard for you, like Kesley just said, like choose your hard, okay? Does that other income that's coming in, do they get to pick and choose when they show up to work? So how about you treat your business the same? How about you treat your business the same so you can have that income coming in? And there's a lot of you that are on here. I've spoke to a lot of you that are on here tonight that do this business because you don't want your husband working so many hours, or you want him to not work overtime, or maybe you both work so many hours and one of you wants to stay home or have that freedom of time to choose a part-time position or whatever the case is, but yet you're making excuses on why you didn't send your messages. You're making excuses on why you haven't gotten Host to Post up. You've paid your part for 3 months straight. You've paid your $5, $10, $20, $50 to do Host to Post, and you don't get any entries in. Okay, like choose your hard and really think about that. The next time you don't feel like working your business, look over, is your husband home? Because he didn't feel like working his business today. Okay, got to think about that, you guys. All right, so let's hear from Hannah, you guys. I'm super excited to hear from my girl Hannah, who I also got to meet because we earned a trip to Punta Cana and had the best time ever. So let's hear from you, girl.
Okay, hey, before I lose my train of thought here, before I tell about myself, we were talking about, working your business basically like a full-time job. Like if you want a diamond paycheck, you need to work like a diamond. Like you cannot put in an hour a day and expect to get a diamond paycheck. Like if you want a diamond paycheck, you need to work like a diamond. So all that, I didn't want to lose that. My name is Hannah Bowers. Yes, Sam and I are related. Our husbands are brothers. I am a double diamond out of Charleston, South Carolina. So don't mind my accent. So anyways, but I have, my husband and I have been married for almost 11 years. We have 3 little girls together. They are 5, just turned 3 yesterday, and we have an 18-month-old. So obviously I have, not a lot of time to myself. So I really have to be disciplined. My husband is a lawyer, so he's gone all day long. He's gone like 12 hours a day. So it's all me. It's all me, all mama. I do it all. So I really have to be disciplined with I just really have to be disciplined with my schedule, because if I'm not disciplined, then stuff doesn't get done. Because, somebody poops here and have to go and make lunch and make more snacks and clean up snacks. So it's just, I just have to be disciplined, which is why I kind of got together with Caitlin and was just like, listen, girl, I need to start getting up early to start getting some stuff done so that I don't feel stressed every single day. I want to be able to enjoy my kids. So I've been really trying to set an alarm and getting up and working from like 5 to 7 every morning, 4:45 to 6:30, whatever works that particular day. But, I really encourage you guys to find, even if it's not that early in the morning, find a chunk of time every single day, like an hour here, an hour there. Just make for sure it's a focused time where you're literally sitting down with a task list or something, so you're not like everybody keeps talking about, don't scroll. Make sure that when you pick up your phone, you know what you're doing, like what task you're about to do. Like, okay, we're doing birthdays now. And Caitlin has helped me with this, because I do have a tendency to get sidetracked and like, oh, look, this person posted this. Like, no, she's like, okay, we're doing birthdays now. Okay, we're interacting now. Okay, we're doing this now. Just knowing what you're doing when you pick up your phone and being disciplined in that way, just so that you know that you're getting done everything on the list. My day, like I really focus my whole day around follow-ups and host to post. Those are my 2 like non-negotiables. And I feel like the reason I work it that way is when you are following up first, like when you are focusing on follow-ups, your follow-ups lead to host to post. You can lead them to host to post, because inevitably somebody is going to tell you, no, I'm not ready to order yet. And then as soon as they're telling me that they're not ready to order, I'm asking them to host a post for me. And that leads to more potentials in my funnel. And it's literally like a full circle all day long. Oh, you're not ready to order? Well, that's cool. Here you go. Here's a post to put up on your wall for me. And, just saving those and like going right into. And another thing that I've been doing with my host to post, if it's a weight loss post, and I think Sam might have said this, maybe it was in the other Zoom, but make for sure that you're putting results pictures in the comments as well. But what I've been doing is actually, when I'm putting my results pictures in the comments, I'm actually doing a call to action. And I'm saying, thanks so much for sharing for me. Please message me or comment below, or go ahead and direct message me the word lose for a quicker response. That way people, instead of commenting or just going straight to my inbox, that way I'm not like waiting for them to comment and then trying to get in touch with them and blah, blah, blah. So that way they're just literally going right to my inbox. And that's been a game changer, like literally putting a call to action on each host to post. Thank you so much for sharing. Comment below or send me a direct message that says lose. That way they're just messaging me. And again, I talked about this on the Duns. I think my iPad's about to die. I talked about this on the Duns Zoom as well. I am no longer offering one product anymore. I am literally offering a pack right away. So I'm asking questions in the beginning. Hey, how much are you wanting to lose? Are you sensitive to caffeine? If they say they're sensitive to caffeine, then obviously they can't go Thermophyte or Skinny Brew. That's too much caffeine. So then I'm asking them, hey, do you like smoothies, that kind of thing, and just kind of like feeling the person out to see what they might be interested in. And offering them a pack that I truly think would help them, rather than just being like, oh, here's some gummies, I think this will work for you, you know. Really just offering those big packs, and when they're not ready to order, just asking them to host a post. So I know that's not really time management stuff, but those are just some things that are really, really big right now for me, and have really been bringing in really high BV customers. I've been really bringing in high BV, but just really working my business that way, really not offering one product anymore, offering packs. Along with the time management thing, you know, just being assertive with your kids. Like I have a 5-year-old who doesn't nap anymore. When the babies go down in the afternoon, that's usually when I catch up from all my messaging that I sent in the morning early. And just being assertive with her and just being like, hey, you know, I'm about to start working. You know, do you need anything before I sit down to work? Do you need some milk? Do you need a snack? Because please do not interrupt me when I start working. Like, don't interrupt me. She knows, like, you know, I'm just very assertive, because she also knows, like, when I'm not working, we're doing something fun. We're going to the park, that kind of thing. So it's, you know, it's a give and take. And I think that your kids can learn to respect that you're working, and you just need to give yourself some grace, and don't be hard on yourself about being assertive with them that mommy needs to work. And that's all I have.
So good, Hannah. You know, that's one thing that I used to stress to my kids. Like if they were like, Mom, you're on your phone, or Mom, you know, they're talking to me and I'm like, Mom's working right now. You know, I had to remind them that they get Mom working at home when I used to be working at Old Navy, or when I used to be at the restaurant. Like, you know, we tell ourselves, you know, choose your heart, but it's kind of like you have to have that conversation with your kids sometimes. Like, would you rather have Mom here working while you're here and playing or watching TV, or would you rather Mom be away and working at the store or working at the restaurant, you know, and having those conversations with them. So, you know, and that's okay. And I love that Hannah is like, sometimes you guys need that permission, which is so silly, but when you hear someone say to do that, or it's okay to do that, it's like a light bulb goes off where you're like, yeah, I need to have those conversations. So good, Hannah. You guys, we are almost done, so I do apologize. We have gone way over, but I hope you guys are loving this. Drop a number 5 in the chat if you're loving this, if you are wanting to stick around. I'm gonna go and share my tips real quick, and we're actually gonna close it out with Shauna. And you guys if you don't have to hop off early, I wouldn't, just because Shauna is going to really bring some good stuff tonight and really have you kind of do some self-reflection. But a couple tips for me, you guys. Again, I love the tangible tips, like where you can like take things away and like a call to action type of thing. But like I said, you guys, I started this business in 2013. I was a full-time manager at Old Navy, and I was a full-time restaurant manager as well. 2 jobs, same time. My kids were 4 and 6. So I knew how to work this business. I did those 2 jobs, did it works, had a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and it was getting ready to be summer. And what do we all do during the summer? Okay. When kids are not in school, you have to find daycare. Okay. So either you go and pay for daycare, or you got to find a family member that's going to take care of your kids. So drop a number 3 in the chat if you have or currently have to find daycare for your kids in some way, somehow, for someone to help take care of your kids while you're working. Nobody's dropping number 3. Oh, okay, there's one. I was like, you guys all get to be home already? That's amazing. Summer camp, things like that. You guys, I was determined to not pay for daycare. I didn't have a family member that was home that could watch my kids. So I was getting ready to go into summer to work my 2 jobs to pay for daycare. What sense does that make when we have this opportunity? We have this opportunity that can give us that money that we need, but we get to be home with them instead of paying for somebody else to take care of them. So that's what I did, you guys. I quit both of my jobs right before summer, and I went, you know what, if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to a restaurant, or I'll go back to a store. Like, I'll figure it out. You guys, I never went back. But here's the thing is, I needed to make that money. In order for me not to go back to corporate America, I needed to make that money. And so I also promoted to Diamond in August of 2013, earned my first $10,000 bonus, all from the summer. So let me give you 3 ways to do that, you guys. Number one, my family knew what I was doing. My kids are only 4 and 6, but they knew in order for us to go to Disneyland that summer, mom had to make the money. Mom needed to earn her diamond bonus to take them to Disneyland that summer. And they were so excited. They were 4 and 6, literally waking up every day going, Mom, how close are you to diamond? Mom, how much closer? Did you get any customers yesterday, Mom? Do you have any new distributors? They were using those words and that lingo at 4 and 6 because they knew when mom went diamond, mom was taking them to Disneyland. Okay. How many of you haven't even told your kids what you're doing because you already have fear and doubt and you don't want to let them down? How about you do the opposite? How about you take them along for the journey and turn those kids and that vacation or whatever it is into your why? You need to communicate. Let them know what you're going for and why. Tell them your goals, make them a part of it, you guys. And I love it. During the summer, you guys, my kids were on Facebook Live making their greens every day. I mean, I could go to my memories right now on my Facebook and scroll back and see my kids making their greens, drinking their greens, making their smoothies. Okay. So like you guys are all saying like kids are home for the summer. Kids love smoothies. Are you buying is a smoothie on your auto ship so your kids can have smoothies this summer? And that leads into my next topic is what's on your auto ship this summer? Okay. Just because other people make excuses on why they're not going to lose weight right now doesn't mean that you have to take time off this summer. You cannot give me the excuse that, oh, people aren't really wanting to lose weight right now because it's summertime. So I'm going to take my time, I'm going to take my foot off the gas. And then once people are back in school and they want to lose weight, then I'll start doing my business again. Guys, there's 4 things. If you don't already have a steady auto ship, there's 4 things I'm going to tell you right now you need to have on your auto ship. Actually 5. Sorry, you don't have to have all 5, but pick 5. Pick out of the 5. Pick 3 out of the 5. Number 1, you guys, is the smoothie. And have your kids making that damn smoothie every day on Facebook Live or in your stories. People are going to buy that for themselves and for their kids. So use our products, you guys. Use the smoothie. Use it for you and your kids. Stress Less gummies. Who the heck does not want to promote Stress Less gummies during summer when your kids are home and you're used to them being at school all day? Stress Less gummies. The other one is cold brew and wraps. The reason why everybody loves iced coffee during the summer and everybody wants to wrap their arms or their thighs during the summer, right? Because they're in shorts and tanks and bikinis. So how about you have those 2 items on hand for you to have yourself? But if you're promoting them, people are going to buy them. I went diamond in August, you guys, because what I did was I had play dates at my house. Okay. And maybe some of you guys are like, whoa, that's too much. Like I'm not inviting strangers to my house. But you guys, here's the thing. If you have play dates at the park, if you have play dates anywhere, if you are a sports mom and you're at, travel ball and you're at practice, you guys, bring some of your cold brew, make it up in a shaker, and then ask the moms if they want to try it. Have little cups with you on hand. I used to post on my Facebook, the kids are playing today in the pool. If you want to come by and get a wrap for $30 or try my coffee, message me. You could stop by. That's literally what I did. I literally was like, how can I use being home to my advantage to work my business this summer? And I just offered it. I just talked to people. And then the other product, so smoothies, Stress Less, cold brew, wraps, and fat fighters. Because even that random person that never responds to your messages about host to post, you're sitting, this just happened. You're sitting at a bar at a dance competition waiting for your kids to go on, and we're having beers, and that mom goes, hey, do you have any of those fat fighters you post about? Oh, she's never responded to any of my messages. She's never offered to try any of my products, but she knew about my fat fighters after we were having beer. So you guys, I had those with me, and best believe I gave them to her, and best believe she is now a customer for fat fighters. Okay. So fat fighters, you guys, no matter if someone's on their weight loss journey or not, people are at barbecues, people are at the lake, people are at Disneyland, they're eating the food, and they can at least be taking their fat fighters. And then lastly, guys, my last tip is another reason why I promoted to Diamond in August was because all the things that I was doing during the summer, I was posting about it. Even if it meant that I got a $50 weekly bonus and I was able to take the kids to get ice cream. And I literally was like, today's ice cream play date or ice cream date with my kids is paid for by my weekly bonuses. I can't remember who said it earlier, but be loud and proud about those small wins, about making that money and being able to go this summer. Enai Rodriguez, who is on here today, that girl, same kind of story as Sam and Caitlin. Like I pretty much felt like I chased Enai and followed up every freaking week for 6 months. And she finally got in my inbox because she wanted to know how I was able to afford the family of 4 to go to the water park and get a cabana. And then a week before that, I was in Lake Tahoe. She literally was a potential for just gummies. And now she's here today because of the water park post and the Lake Tahoe post. And she was like, how do you do it? Like, how are you paying for this? How are you and your husband able to go do these things? And how can you work from your phone? And that's why she's here. But if I chose not to post those things, because most people overthink the post, most of you don't want to post because you don't know what to say. You don't know what 8 sentences to say in a post. You just don't do it. How about you just post it and say, I'm so thankful for this week's weekly bonus so I can buy my kids ice cream. Done. Just done. Yeah, she said Lake Tahoe in the same 2 weeks. Exactly. Yeah, most people need to see those small wins. It's not just about the Disneyland trip. It's not just about going to Hawaii. It's literally the water park. It's the small things that maybe you don't think they're small, or maybe other people, it's big to other people is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, you guys, those are my tips, you guys. So again, communication with your family. What are your goals? Do they know your goals? Be loud and proud about all of your wins. Let everybody know how you're making money this summer with your kids, and make sure you have at least 3 of those 5 products on your auto ship so you can promote them with your family and or sell and make sample cash. So, all right, we are going to close out with Shauna, you guys. This is going to be so good. If you guys have been multitasking this whole time, I just asked before we close out tonight that you literally like put your phone down, shake it off, go look at your kids, go look at your husband, say, hey, I'm going to go in the bedroom real quick. I want to finish out this Zoom real quick. If you need anything, ask your dad. Like, be here right now and just be super present. And once Shauna is done, we are going to end this Zoom. So again, I thank you guys so much for being on here tonight. And Shauna, go ahead and bring the mic drop, sis.
Woo! Okay, shake it off, you guys. I know for some of you it's almost 11 o'clock. So thank you. Bless you for being on here. I love you guys. So you guys, we started with 34 people and we're still at 29. So all I gotta say is we're killing it. So you guys, if you guys don't know me, my name is Shauna Abrego Lopez. I'm Shauna Lowe on Facebook, Straight Mommin on Instagram. I'm a fast talker too, but I'm gonna try to get this all in. And I know that, I got some good stuff. So you guys, I am a mama of 3 under 10. I joined this business and 2 months later, I found out that I was pregnant with my son. And I just thought, like, what if I could just literally make a car payment while I was on maternity leave? Me and my husband were both working 60+ hours a week. He's in oil. We'll talk about that schedule in a minute, but I was working 60+ hours a week. We only had Sundays off as a newlywed, you guys. And Sundays was like, you guys know, like grocery and washing clothes and whatever. We literally had 1 day off a week. And I thought, okay, well, we got married later. I'm 32 years old. We don't have kids. We want to start a family like now. How is that going to happen when I have 1 day off a week? Like, how am I even going to raise a child? How are we going to afford a child, you guys? And I just needed to like get to work. And literally I worked my tail off and I went diamond in 90 days, you guys. I literally did an emergency C-section and did a bridal show 9 days later. Let me tell you guys, when your girl gets determined, she gets determined. You guys, I'm a baseball mom, jujitsu, soccer. My girls are super busy. I still work part-time. I actually really, truly love my job, you guys. And truthfully, as a mom, I need to get the hell out of the house. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. And you guys, I'm kind of a full-time parent. I'm similar to Kesley. My husband works in oil. He's a great provider. He has an absolute great job. But you know what? Like, he goes into shifts sometimes, you guys. He works 10-hour shifts. He goes into shifts sometimes where it's 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for like 45 days at a time. Like, I am the only parent with all of these sports and all of these things going on. So I am here to tell you something a little bit different. I'm going to tell you something completely. I'm about to rock your guys' world. Don't be like me. I'm not going to give you all the tips and tell you I know all the things to do, that I'm the best at this, that I'm a mass enroller, that I have stayed double diamond the whole time, that I've even gotten down to maybe executive, before. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to let you guys know that in 2020, our whole lives changed. Everybody's lives changed, you guys. We're in 2023 now. And let me tell you, whether 2020 hit you in 21, 22, or 23, all of 22 and part of 23, I literally believed my own bullshit. And if you are still here on this Zoom and with this company, it's because God called you to be here for a specific reason, whatever that reason is. If you're still here, even if you are hanging on by a thread, you guys, you are here for a reason. And for all of 2022 and part of 2023, and you guys, I'm barely coming out of it. And when I tell you I've had the roughest day ever, I've had the roughest day ever. But you know what? I had to stop believing my own bullshit. I had to stop believing my own BS. Do you really send the messages? No, you don't. You don't. Do you really do the work? You don't. You can't blame your upline. You cannot blame the company. You cannot blame the products, you guys. You have got to take a long look in the mirror and stop saying, especially as a mom, poor me, I'm so busy. No one's here. No one's here to help me. No one's here to do this. You know what? There are moms out there that have, I'm listening to all of these moms that have like younger babies than me that I'm like, people are like, oh my God, your kids are so young. How do you do it? Guess what? There's someone with younger kids with more to do, doing it harder, blowing it out of the water. And let me tell you, the comparison is something that I always tell myself that I never do. But man, when you see someone go LC, DT, boom, 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 and you're like, what the heck on double hockey sticks am I freaking doing today that I know that this girl with a 5-year-old or an 18-month-old or whatever is doing that I'm not doing? You guys have got to stop believing your own BS, because it's only you that is believing it, and it's only you that is hurting yourself. Don't be like, don't be like Shauna. If one of you can walk away and be like, don't be like Shauna. If someone says that in your head, be like, I'm not going to believe my own BS. I'm not going to make my why my excuse. I'm not going to make the reason why I am so lost. You guys, I swear I developed ADD during that time, ADHD. My son has it, but I swear I developed it in my funk, in my anxiety, in my all of that of 2023, whatever. It's like, and Heather can tell you and Gina can tell you, because those girls know me. It's like my brain, I will literally be sitting there and my brain will just be like, phew, like I'm going everywhere. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I've noticed that when my stress and my anxiety are high, my brain is mush. And when I tell myself I'm going to do it, you guys, I'm a night owl. If you're a night owl, don't tell yourself you're going to get your whole task list done at night, because you're not. This goes back to stop believing your own BS. Stop it. You are your own worst enemy. Stop saying that this business isn't for you or this business isn't working for you. No, sis, you are not working for you. You're not. Like, you're just not. And that's just the bottom line. You guys, you all heard about schedules. You guys, I'm a yellow blue. I am all over the place. I am believing my own BS. And let me tell you, I have never felt stronger and I have never been more terrified than right now in my own BS, coming out of the BS, saying, girl, I don't care how much ADHD you have. I don't care how much of a blue you are. If you don't write your damn schedule down, you ain't doing it. If you ain't getting it done, you ain't doing it. So don't be like me. I'm going to say that over and over and over again. You guys, there's a theme with all of these women. All of these women have had a theme. They have taken self-awareness. Girl, you just said that. Self-awareness, most people don't have it. Be self-aware. It's okay. You're only lying to yourself. You're not lying to anybody else, because nobody else believes it, by the way. Your husband, your kids, your upline, your downline, nobody believes the BS. Only you are believing it. So just so you guys know, okay? You guys have heard a common theme. All of these women are busy. All of these women have things to do. But all of these women have taken out a piece of freaking paper, their phone, something, and said, you know what? Where do I have the time? And let me be intentional with that time, because I don't have the time, right? I want you all to look up and I want you all to drop your goal in the chat. Is it diamond? Is it double diamond? Is it triple diamond? Is it an amount? Is it an amount? I want to know. Is it an amount? I want to know where you want to go. What is your goal? Where do you want to be? I love it. 9K. There we go. Let's make it happen. All right. I just see, there we go. Okay. I'm about to tell you something you don't want to hear. You will never get there. I want you to say that out loud to yourself and see how ugly that feels. I am never going to be a diamond. I'm never going to be a diamond. Sam, you're never going to be an ambassador, Sam. Never, ever. Caitlin, you're never going to re-rank, girl. Never. You ain't going to Jamaica. Sorry, ain't happening. Think about that. Say that to yourself. And see how that feels and live in that for a second. Because that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen if you keep believing your BS. And you keep making excuses, and you keep making your why as an excuse, and you keep saying it's too hard, and you keep not messaging, and you keep not being consistent. Right? It will never, I'm here to tell you it will never happen. So say that to yourself every single time you have an excuse to not send that message. Okay, you guys, I have so much to say, but we are literally at a time limit, and a lot of these girls covered things and inspired me. So I'm gonna ask you guys, you've been in this business long enough, you've done this exercise. Someone has given you this exercise and you've done it. If you're new, I promise you, or if you've ever even been in for like a year or 2 or 3, maybe even 4, I know, I want you to close your eyes. Please, everyone close your eyes. Close your eyes for me, close your eyes for me, close your eyes for me, please. Humor me for a minute. I'm not closing my eyes because I've been crying all day. Had a rough day, but we're gonna get through it today, you guys, okay? So close your eyes. And I want you, whether you're a mom or an aunt or a dog mom or a caretaker or whatever, I want you to look at your baby's faces. I want you to look in their eyes. I want whoever that is for you, because I know you have some non-mamas on here. Whoever that is, I want you to just look at their faces. I want you, whether you're a busy mom or a single mom or just an overwhelmed mom, I just want you to look at their faces, look at every one of their faces. Maybe you won't do it for you, but tell them they're not worth it. Look in their eyes and tell them you are not worth it. You are not worth me working hard. You're not worth me setting aside time for my messages or my host to posts. You are not worth the hard that is sending messages from a phone and following up. Hey girl, did you get my last message? Tell those sweet babies they aren't worth it. Life's too busy. Sorry, I can't do it for you today. I want you to feel that feeling. Stay in it. Live in it for a minute, you guys. Live in it for a minute and tell your babies they are not worth it. Tell yourself, if it's yourself, girl, tell yourself, I'm not worth it. And see how that feels. And remember that feeling every time you're too busy or you're too overwhelmed or you're too stressed or you're too tired or you want to snooze a little bit longer. Live in this moment for a second and tell them they're not worth it. Do you ever want to feel that feeling? Do you ever want to tell them that? Open your eyes, you guys. How crappy did that feel? How hard was that? How hard was that? Remember that, you guys, every single time you want to give up. Every time you want to give up, every time you want to just throw in the towel, every time you're too busy, and every month when you close out and wonder why it didn't happen this month. Why didn't it happen? Why am I not there? Remember that feeling. And you guys remember the feeling of you'll never get there. Those two feelings I want you to walk away with. And I want you to just know, and anytime that you're feeling like overwhelmed or feeling like you can't do it or feeling like it's just too hard, stop believing your own BS. Don't be like Sean. I want you to say, don't be like her. Don't be like that girl. Don't be like that Cali girl with a million things to do. And she's too busy and she's this and I'm overwhelmed and I'm stressed and life is hard. Don't believe that BS, because that's what it is. It's the devil and the BS in your head. So that's all I got, you guys. And I hope you walk away from all of this and hearing all of these women, especially those who are on at 11 o'clock at night when I know their bedtime is earlier, just pouring into you guys. And we're going to save this Zoom. And I want you to, every single time this summer you're feeling like you can't make it, go to that girl that spoke to you today. Get this Zoom. It'll be in the link. It'll grab the link and jump on that girl that spoke to you today. Because she's going to tell you what's up and you're going to get out of your own head and you're going to stop believing your BS.
Shauna, like no words, like literally all I have to say is every time you start playing victim or start doing what Shauna said don't do, go back and rewatch this and watch the last like 10-15 minutes of it and just give yourself a little kick in the ass and just be like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. So good. I love you, girl, so much. And I love that we got to see, because I feel like all of you from tonight might have heard from someone and gone, okay, I know I should be doing this. And then you hear from Shauna and you're going, oh my gosh, I've literally been thinking this whole night, like hearing from these people, I know I should be doing that, but I'm not. And now you know what, like what's going to happen if you keep telling yourself you're not going to, or you keep telling yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it. You have to take call to action. You have to. So, so good, you guys. Thank you all again for being on so late. We know Hannah and Caitlin got to wake up at 4:30 and that's creeping up. So you guys, I love you guys so much. I'm so glad we did this tonight. Like Shauna said, reach out to the person that spoke to you tonight, get some help, ask for tips, ask questions. We're all here, one team, one mission. And yeah, let's day one, your summer starts tomorrow. Your day one is tomorrow. Your day one is again the next day. Take action, you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.